It looks like Disney might not be done with the John Carter franchise after all, because rumors are swirling that they could actually give John Carter 2: Gods of Mars another shot. Even though the original movie didn't quite take off the way the studio hoped, there's now a sense that the story might still have some life left in it. So, let's take a deeper dive into everything we've found out so far, especially what was supposed to happen next and why the follow-ups never came to life. Back in 2012, Disney released John Carter, directed by Toy Story's Andrew Stanton. It was based on A Princess of Mars, the classic sci-fi adventure novel by Edgar Rice Burroughs. The film set up this huge, mythology-rich world filled with epic wars, strange alien species, and a dramatic love story. Visually, it was stunning, thanks to impressive CGI, and it introduced audiences to John Carter, a Civil War veteran who mysteriously ends up on Mars, known as Barsoom to its inhabitants. Once Carter arrives, he discovers that Mars' lower gravity gives him the ability to leap great distances, which comes in handy when he finds himself caught up in the conflicts between the planet's different races. Even though the movie wrapped up with a cliffhanger that hinted at bigger things to come, those next chapters never got made. But the original novels provide more than enough material for at least 2 more sequels, and Stanton had already mapped out a whole trilogy. So, what went wrong? Andrew Stanton had revealed that the planned sequel would be titled Gods of Mars. It would have picked up right where the first movie ended, with John Carter finally finding a way back to Barsoom. But this time, the story was supposed to start from Dejah Thoris's perspective. In the opening, she's telling their young son Carthoris about his father, assuming Carter may never return. But that peaceful family moment doesn't last long. We would have seen Ciarán Hinds' character Tardos Mors taking the child away, only to find out it's actually Matai Shang in disguise. The villain, a shape-shifting Thurn, kidnaps the boy and vanishes. That moment kicks off the sequel and sets the tone for a much darker, more personal adventure. Carter eventually returns to Mars after a decade, only to learn Dejah has already gone searching for their son. He reunites with his ally Tars Tarkas and follows her trail, which leads him to a hidden underground city ruled by the mysterious firstborn race. These people, as it turns out, are loyal followers of a goddess named Isis, who is actually another disguise used by Matai Shang. So Carter's mission becomes twofold: rescue his son and reveal the truth about Isis to the firstborns. But it doesn't come easy. Matai Shang has genetically altered Carter's son into a fully grown superhuman warrior, and Carter is forced to fight him, not realizing it's his own child until the last moment. Eventually, the family reunites, and the 3 dominant races, the Red, the Green, and the Firstborn, join forces to defeat the manipulative Thurns once and for all. The final chapter was going to be titled Warlord of Mars. This one was meant to raise the stakes even more, as Carter races to prevent the Thurns from destroying the entire planet. The twist here is that the Thurns, still using their shape-shifting powers, impersonate the leaders of different Martian factions. This fuels more division and war among the races, helping the Thurns move forward with their plan unnoticed. Meanwhile, Dejah creates a device that can reveal the Thurns in disguise, but before it can be fully used, the villains destroy it. They also appear to succeed in killing Carter, except in classic sci-fi fashion, it turns out they only got a copy of him. The real John Carter wakes up on Earth. From there, Carter has to deal with the Thurns' agents, Pinkertons, who have followed him to Earth. With the help of Edgar, the character who narrates the first film, Carter survives an ambush and manages to return to Barsoom one last time. As a final stand, he carries the remaining Thurn detector to the highest point on the planet, facing off with Matai Shang and defeating him in an epic showdown. That's how Carter would have earned his title as the Warlord of Mars and completed the trilogy. Even though the world building was ambitious and the story had strong foundations, John Carter ended up being a major box office disappointment. The production budget was enormous, reportedly around $307 million, and even though the film made $281 million globally, it wasn't enough to break even. Add marketing costs and other expenses, and Disney ended up announcing a projected loss of $200 million. That put John Carter in the same unfortunate category as other big-budget flops like Waterworld. Once the financial losses were confirmed, any plans for the sequels got shelved. Then in 2014, Disney officially lost the rights to the John Carter property. That was the final nail in the coffin for Stanton's trilogy. It's honestly a shame because the ideas behind John Carter 2 and 3 had some serious potential. But it also highlights how important marketing and timing are in Hollywood. Even a great concept can fail if it's not presented right. Here's where things get interesting again. Over the years, John Carter has gained something of a cult following. More and more people are starting to appreciate what the film tried to do. While it wasn't perfect, many viewers now believe it didn't deserve the harsh criticism it got when it first came out. And apparently, Disney may have noticed that shift in perception. In 2023, there were rumors suggesting that the studio might be planning a John Carter reboot. This time, the plan could be to make it a Disney Plus series instead of another movie. Nothing's been officially confirmed yet, but several entertainment outlets have reported that Disney is at least considering bringing the story back in some form. It wouldn't be surprising if this happened. After all, Disney has a habit of digging into its older IPs and giving them new life, especially on streaming platforms. Just look at what they've done with the Percy Jackson series. Revisiting Edgar Rice Burroughs' books and reimagining John Carter for a new audience seems like something that would fit well with their current strategy. If the reboot does happen, fans who were disappointed by the lack of John Carter 2 and 3 might finally get a new take on the story. A series could even dive deeper into the lore, the different Martian races, and the character arcs that never got to fully play out on the big screen. For now, we'll have to wait and see whether these reboot rumors amount to anything. Until there's an official announcement from Disney, everything should be taken with a grain of salt. But the fact that people are still talking about John Carter more than a decade later says a lot. There's clearly still interest, and there's definitely more story left to tell. Whether it's a series, a reboot, or even a continuation of the original films in some new form, fans are hopeful that Disney gives Barsoom another chance. After all, a bunch of rich, compelling stories are still waiting on Mars. Stories of family, betrayal, war, and redemption. And if told right this time, it just might become the hit it was always meant to be. There's also been some recent chatter about a possible John Carter reboot, especially with Disney Plus being a major platform for reviving older franchises. While nothing's officially confirmed yet, several reports suggest the studio is exploring the idea of bringing the Martian saga back, either as a fresh series or a reimagined film. Since the original movie has gained a cult following over the years, a reboot could give the story a second chance with a new generation. If done right, this revival might finally deliver on the epic scope and heart that the original trilogy had always aimed for. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop. And if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments.